Hello, guys. Yes, my name is Oleg, and I'm working in Zabbix company as support engineer. Today, I will share some challenges for our team. Also describe some tools which I use to fix some issues, or let's say find the reason at least. So, even about issues, first of all, how you can get some help from Zabbix? There are some options. And the first, probably the best way for today is Zabbix conference. So you can find a guy with such sign, and you can ask any questions about Zabbix, about performance, about whatever you want. So just say hello as well, so it works. Also, you can use our C channel, so to ask any question or get a help. We have forum, and of course we have our ticketing system, support.zabbix.com, which you can use to ask some questions to our support team as well. So even about issues, again, quite common issue itself is this one. So even if you, let's say, our support team will get some requests from the customer, maybe from a user on the forum. So quite common, like if you'll provide some recommendations, not always it's gonna work. Yep, and that's the first issue. And also I do believe that some users, they have some secret rules, which I would like to at least try to explain some of them. So quite common issue, like if I will get a request from a customer, or maybe if I'll use forum to provide some help, I may face such one. Like, guys, we have an issue, and it's really, we need to get help us up. Also, like, okay, we have an error message, so please help us to fix it. And there is no details about the error message itself. So the point is, provide max information as possible. At least share details about the error message, because such information may help us to fix the issue itself as quick as possible. And of course, we do appreciate your willingness to assist us in such a way. So instead of to share such issue, describe it as much as possible. I can recall such phrase from Ingus from yesterday, from the first day, like, Zabbix documentation is your friend, it's our friend, and I'm using Zabbix documentation as well a lot during the work. And the same issue here, like, do I need to do documentation to fix it? No, maybe I can ask some questions on the forum or maybe in ticketing system. But the problem is, yes, probably you'll be able to get some answer, you'll be able to get some information as well, or maybe even a solution, but it will take some time. So normally, if you have, let's say, such issue like this one, last function, 10 minutes, so it's so tricky task. I can see like a lot of events because of the wrong function. So if you'll use documentation, you can find the solution immediately, like 5 minutes. The same here. Looks like a normal situation. I need to upgrade my Zabbix 1.8 version, and I would like to install 3.0, maybe 3.4. But we did some changes. In 2.2 version, we did some changes related to housekeeper. And if you let's say, upgrade your instance just without any reading documentations, you'll be able to get such issue. Like, housekeeper is disabled out of the box. So you have to check the parameters, enable the housekeeper. So that's the point. Check documentation before you perform some changes, and it may help you to avoid issues. And one more note, so if you ask someone from Zabbix team about the performance, you'll get probably such answer like performance is really important for Zabbix. But some of the users do believe that's not a good idea to change some parameters. And just an example, like a request from a customer, like, guys, we have an issue with housekeeper. So heavy loaded, and you can see such spikes for history syncers as well. So again, there are some issues with Zabbix. Okay, so please share some details like database size, memory available, etc. And the database size is 1.6 terabytes. That box has only 8 gigabytes of memory. Okay, and MySQL, they decided to use default configuration file. So MySQL will use only 2% of memory available on the box. And you can like note, really? Issue? Strange. Probably it's a bug in Zabbix. Yeah, but of course it's because of the default configuration file. So if you have something like this, check the configuration files, and you'll be able to fix it. So if you have some rules, even about the work with support or maybe forum, so I do believe that you can use these or similar rules. Now I will describe possible solutions. Okay, I have an issue, and quite popular, let's say, solution for an issue is the first one. is this one. Okay, let's try to reboot Zabbix and okay, maybe it will help. Yes, it's a solution. I've used the same solution some time ago, but of course it's like a possible workaround, because if you have no details about the issue root cause, it may help. It may postpone the issue itself for an hour, maybe for 1 day, for a week, but again, it's not a solution. So one more example. Okay, so I have no details about the issue itself, the root cause. I will just do some changes, whatever I can recall. Yeah, not a good way. So if thinking about support team, we're using such steps. So if you have an issue, so first of all, localize the issue itself. So find the component. Why Zabbix is slow? Zabbix is slow, it's nothing. But if you'll tell us, like, database is slow, it's different. Also, if thinking about the issue, the next step, find the issue root cause and fix it. And now I will share some options, or let's say some possible ways how to detect such issues and fix them. If thinking about localization of the issue, Zabbix has 3 main components: database, frontend, and web server. So you can use Zabbix tools or Zabbix solutions to localize the issue. So for database, you can use log slow queries to detect the issue itself. We can use SQL statements as well. For Zabbix application, you can use our official template for performance. Template app Zabbix server, you can use it to check Zabbix server health. Also, you can use queue. And for the frontend, to localize that the frontend itself has an issue, you can use debug. Not only, but you can use debug. So if thinking about database, such simple command like grab slow from the log file, and it will give you details about database health. If you have slow queries, like insert query for 5, 10 seconds, for 50 seconds, the database is slow. So okay, Zabbix is slow because the database is slow. Of course, if you have, let's say, select query and duration is 70 seconds, it's not okay as well. So, and such parameter available out of the box, enable it, and you can use it as well. Just check your log file for the slow queries to localize. It's because of database or maybe something else. Even about performance graphs, you can see here are some examples as well. If you do believe that that's the normal situation, that's not true. No. Normally you should see normal graphs, you should see data, no false positives, etc. And of course you can use such graphs to check data gathering process utilization, to check different performance data from Zabbix itself. And the same one more time. So if you have such graphs, that's the problem. So you have to do something to fix Zabbix to improve situation and to be able to use it to monitor some devices. Even about queue, also that's the simplest way how to detect do we have some issues or not. So if you can see a lot of red here, yes, I do understand that it's like Zabbix color red, cool, but again, that's not okay. That's bad. Red in this situation, it's bad. So, and if you have high queue, again, it's performance issue. Also, queue has different views, which you can use to localize. It's because of Zabbix itself or the proxies. So let's imagine you have, let's say, 10 data centers. And if you can see one high queue for Zabbix server and 1 proxy only, or maybe for 1 proxy only. So again, not for all of them. So it's a proxy local issue. So some proxy has an issue. And if you think about queue for all the proxies, it's probably because of Zabbix. So if you think about frontend, you can use debug. So out of the box, just add your user into the specific user group is enabled debug, and you'll be able to see such a small button in the frontend. So in such a way, you can also localize the issue. So when you click such a button for a page, you'll be able to see such lines. And these two are really useful, the first two, total time and SQL time. In such a way, you can localize. My frontend is slow because of the web server side or because of database. And just an example, if you can see like total SQL time is quite small, like 1 second, maybe even less or something like this. And the total SQL time is high. So it's because of web server. So your web server is slow for some reason, because of number of users online, maybe because of deconfiguration files or something else. If thinking about such issue, probably can recall also such solution. First of all, check the Apache configuration file and provide some changes, perform some changes if it's necessary. As an option, you can try Nginx. From our experience, it will work faster as well than Apache. So if you have huge instance, try Nginx, again, our recommendation. If you have such debug for frontend, so SQL time is high, but total time is almost the same. So it's because of slow database. So you can use such options to localize the issue. So what to do next? The next step, you have to find the issue root cause. Okay, I know that database is slow. Maybe Zabbix has an issue, or because of, let's say, Apache issue. So how to find the issue root cause? And for such task, you can use debug. Zabbix server has debug if it's Zabbix issue, or you can use Linux command line tools as well. For example, such tools like inotop or pgtop, they're quite useful because it's like one view for all the parameters. I can easily check all the slow queries. And we can see here slow queries with duration, for example, 2 or more minutes. I can check deadlocks. I can check replication state. Really useful command line tool, highly recommended if you have MySQL or PostgreSQL, so you can use pgtop. Even about top, just an example. It looks like so simple, top, and you saw such tool so many times. But just an issue. Okay, so CPU load is high on one proxy. And you can see like proxy in VPS is this one, and proxy has 2 CPU, and the average load is more than, let's say, average 10 CPU load. At the same time, the second proxy has 1,000 of new values per second, but CPU load is less than 1. So why and how troubleshoot? So first of all, if you have some issue with such tool, I like to use atop, because such tool we can use to dump information. So you can take some snapshot and we can check the information later. So you can use such command too. Let's say write down data, performance data for 5 minutes to a file. And also you can use such command to read the file. You'll be able to check, okay, show me memory at this moment. Okay, 5 more minutes. Okay, show me CPU load, network traffic, or maybe show me process per each user or details about them. So in such way, we were able to discover that that issue was caused by number of processes, and yes, yeah, you can see here a solution as well, like increase number of CPU core and decrease number of processes. There is no magic if you have a lot, so you need to provide some resources for them. Even about such tool like PS, again quite simple, and yes, it's quite useful during the issue. So normally if you'll use PS, you can check such output. So process can provide information about the state. And you can see here like, okay, idle for some seconds or maybe syncing history. So, and during the issue, you'll be able to see a bit different state. So if you'll check the same PS output, during the issue, you'll be able to see that some processes are stuck on the same state, like syncing history and no changes next time, no changes at all. So that's again not good. Or if let's say, if it took such amount, almost 5 minutes to sync values for 1,000 of items, it's also not okay. It's a lot of time. But PS can provide some details for you as well. So again, it may give you some clue about the issues, big database or something else. Even about TCP dump. Also, I have an example for such tool. So we have an issue and we can see such spikes for active proxy. So proxy data center, which is sending data to Zabbix. So active proxy has such spike. Okay, so I can see that's an issue. Maybe it's network, maybe it's proxies, maybe it's Zabbix itself. So what to do? We can use different tools, but TCP dump can provide some information. For example, I can use such command to dump packets, to dump traffic, and check it. I can use Wireshark or maybe a similar tool to get details about the issue. So normally, if I have no issue, I can see such communication. Proxy will open connection. I can see such thing here. So open connection, push data, like push send values about some devices, and close the connection. So also note the time. So we have such times, you can check how long it takes. During the issue, we have such picture. So we can see that proxy spans, let's say, more than 30 seconds to establish the connection. And of course, we can see here even some packets, so probably can ask or escalate such issue to your network team, like, guys, we have such issue with the proxy itself. So, and not so simple, but at the same time not so tricky to detect such issue. Even about proxies, also I would like to share one more, let's say, useful query. So we can use SQL queries as well. There are some. And such one you can use if you like to check proxy offline buffer, let's say queue. I can use queue in the front end to check number of items, delayed items. But I can use such query to check number of values in the proxy database, which proxy need to send. And if you have some value like this one, or let's say less than 5,000, that's the okay. Proxy has no or almost no values to send, or will send them in a moment. But if you have something like this, and you can see like, okay, I can see even more, so you can run the same query several times, that's the issue. So proxy can't send data for some reason. So, and even about such specific example, so the issue was related to the network itself. So it was because of the slow network and the high latency between Zabbix proxy and the agent. And if you think about the solution, so yes, we can change TCP stack, so it's possible to tune and change, let's say decrease acknowledge interval, and also we can use, or let's say try 3.4, because 3.4 has some changes in the protocol. So now proxy will send data a bit faster, will use less number of the connections. Again, it's now, but that customer decided to use such solution. So we just changed number of values which proxy will send per each attempt. So just a note. But for now, I will recommend to try this one. So if you have slow network, try this one. Maybe again, it's a simple way, just upgrade, and now you have no issue. Yep, and several more slides. Also, you can use Zabbix debug. So I have an issue with Zabbix. I know that Zabbix is slow. And we have such issue. We have a process utilization. That's the high process. So I can use such command to enable debug. So I can use runtime control options to enable debug. And I just need to, let's say, grab by the process ID. So I'll be able to check some details. And if I'll check such debug, I'll be able to see that my script, let's say it takes, I don't know, 20 seconds to send one notification based on custom script. It's not so simple to debug such issues as it may look like, but at the same time it's not so tricky. So, and if you think about, let's say, not Zabbix way, I'd recommend to try strace as well. That's the magic Linux tool, and I like strace because it's a simple way how to troubleshoot even complicated issues as well. So the same task, the same problem, but I will get alter ID, and I can use such command to connect to the process and grab the debug. And I will check such debug. And I can see here the same picture. Okay, so 10 seconds to send one notification. The reason is the slow script. So just fix the script, and you'll be able to continue. One more example for strace. Why I'd recommend to use strace? Because if I'll use debug, Zabbix server debug. Again, it's not always an option because of instance size. Maybe Zabbix server will use the same log file because we'll write some warning messages. So, but if I'll use a strace, I can define use such file to write debug for such specific issue only. And one more issue like high utilization for polar, the same command, check get the PID and connect via strace to the process. Check debug. And you can see here that because of the slow user parameters, they cause the issue itself. So what I'm talking about, that there are some tools, not always it's like some magic from Zabbix to fix an issue, no. We can use such even simple tools like atop, top, ps, TCP dump, strace to find the reason and fix it. So if you have such an issue, if you have time, find the reason and fix it. And of course, if you, let's say, limited in time, if you can see the bug and you can understand what exactly you can see here, just give us a call and we're ready to help you. Thank you.
Questions, please.
Sorry. Yes, we do have 3 questions, and first of them is how to use Nginx and PHP FPM.
How to use?
How do you use it?
We're using such, let's say, solution for a big customer. So if you have a lot of users online, or if you have some issues with performance and it's because of PHP, it's because of Apache, let's say, and you have no idea how to fix it. So Apache and, Nginx and PHP FPM, that's the solution. So we are using for big installations, such solution as well.
Thank you.
If you're thinking about more details, just find me during the lunch. Yes?
Second question, how can you debug the value cache leaking?
That's leaking. So first of all, if you have such issue, check that it's because of Zabbix. Because I saw so many times like, okay, Zabbix has memory leak, and let's check, oh, some Java application is using almost all memory. So not always it's because of Zabbix. But if it's because of Zabbix, probably can like enable some additional, or use some additional options like enable debug or patch the Zabbix to get such details, why exactly and when exactly you have such issue. So not all the issues you can fix, or let's say find the reason by using those tools. Not for all the issues you can use them. In some cases, yes, it's not enough.
Thank you. That's it from the Slido.
Thank you very much. We will proceed with questions during the coffee break. Thank you very much, Oleg. Thank you.
Thank you.